do on these Trading Topic Tuesdays is we go over, we talk about anything and everything trading, and sometimes we like to go dive in to a bunch of topics regarding trading. Tonight's topic, it's gonna be, we called it the trading yin and yang, right? The sins and habits of trading, whether you develop good habits or bad habits, pretty much habits that it's you want to be aware of them and allow it to either increase your chances in trading, make you a better trader, better person, evolve. And that's just, so that's tonight's topic. Like I said, these Trading Topic Tuesdays, these are for you guys. We're gonna be starting this conversation, whether it be on a topic. Always reach out to us if you want to hear more on certain topics. We love covering the mindset, the psychology, talk about a little bit of risk management, not so much strategies. Like I see all these guys out there, like we're not gonna be telling you guys signals and this and that. Oh, buy here, sell here. We're really talking about like the whole behind the scenes, the reality of trading. It's not always glitz and glamour and all that, making profits every freaking second. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of commitment, dedication, some grit. You're gonna get whacked in the face by the market because that's just what they do. So for sure, I mean, this is gonna be a good topic tonight. Let me go jump into my screen share. You guys can see that, right? Let me see this. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's cool. So trading yin and yang, sins and habits, dude. I like starting these talks with some nice quotes. Jeffy Livermore, if you guys aren't familiar with this guy, he is in that, what is that book? Stock Reminiscence of a Stock Trader, back in the 1920s. This guy made a fortune, but he lost it all. And I think he did that like twice. And eventually, after making tons of money, I think was like $100 million in his day, um, he eventually lost it all, and I think he ended his life. I'm just summarizing it, right? So the game of speculation is mostly uniformly fascinating game in the world. It is not a game for the stupid, the mentally lazy, the person of inferior emotion, or the get rich quick adventurer. They will die poor. So you could see that a lot, especially in social media. All these people are just trying to get rich quick, jumping on the next crypto. Dude, there's over 17,000 types of crypto right now, and counting. There's no cap. People are just creating new stuff and they're like pumping it. And it's sad to see because I hear a lot, or see friends getting caught in these schemes, I guess, where they don't do their due diligence. They see the quick, making a quick buck, and they jump to it, and they just threw away their money. Either got scammed or actually lost money. They don't know how. They didn't really take the time to learn what they were getting into. And it happens. It happens. And this guy made this quote back in the 1920s, even prior probably, and because he understood human psychology when it comes to the markets. So trading habits and sins. Lots of us, I think, pretty sure all of us have gambled or lost money in a way, right? I could say that. What went through a mind while placing that bet, right? So for example, Super Bowl, we always we have friends that go ahead and bet a bunch of stuff, and it gets exciting. I've done it before, like, oh, who's the winning team? You're cheering for them throughout the whole game, and at the same time you're hoping you're gonna win some money, right? And it kind of does, it's like Vegas without going to Vegas, right? You get that little rush, and And that's that. And how do you feel after you lose? Like, you got to ask yourself, was it the fact of actually losing the money that hurt more, or was it the fact of being wrong? I know people, they don't care how much money they lose as long as they're right. Okay. And they weigh more. So that's like a question for, us to even think about, to be aware of, like, yo, yeah, do I have a problem with trying to be right all the time? Yeah, well, there's that's a good question to consider, because later in the trading journey, we're gonna be coming back to that. And after losing that money, did we want to try to put in another bet, right? Make another trade to try to get that money back? Yeah. Those are questions that I kind of want to set up for tonight's topic. And that. Let me go back to here. Okay, so we got revenge trading. So on the topic of that, you wanna say you lost, you put in a trade, you bought some shares of Apple or Netflix, right? And you're like, oh, cool, this is a fair price. I got my setup, I saw my edge. Let me get into it. And then Netflix just goes against you. You're out. Hit your stop loss, you're out. A lot of times, people will continuously hit another order in, without thinking, without even second thought, like, oh, how come I got knocked out? Oh, let me get in again. Here's a better price. And if you repeat that over time, dude, like, yes, there's many things. If you are keeping your losses small, cool, good for you. But if you can't stop yourself from putting in that next order, the next order, the next order, and you're just getting for no reason, and you're not utilizing your trading system, your rules, you know. So traits of revenge trading, convincing yourself that there's still a setup when it is invalid. I've done that many times, man. I'm like, oh, I know what the market's gonna do. I know what the market's gonna do. So creating your own mini reality. They call it cognitive dissonance sometimes, right? You create your own reality, and you see that even beyond trading. There's some people, man, some people that even outside of trading, you're telling them, here's the facts. You're showing them in black and white in ink, and no matter what you say, you kind of convince them that they're inaccurate, they're wrong. And so we got to think it back to ourselves when we're in the middle of the trading day, and price is moving. It's easy to get in that get caught of creating. You're like, okay, even though price went down, I still see an uptrend, right? That's an example. And because of that, because you're already telling yourself, oh, there's an uptrend, that kind of throws you off already, because price is going down in the downtrend, and you're thinking an uptrend, you're going to go against it. You're going to get crushed. So you're almost trading blind. You're ignoring the facts of price and what the market is telling you. And it could be subtle. It could be big. It could be subtle. It could just be that small little thing that you just overlook. You have a blind spot. And this is, just a little side note. Like, our blind spots mentally can be those big roadblocks that's preventing us to reaching to the next level. And so revenge trading, right? Like, we're in the trading, maybe we're in the losing slump, and then maybe we're trying to take a break, or we're trying to we're trying to like, oh yeah, dude, what's wrong with me, right? So like, it's good to just pause and reset, right? You have to like end that revenge trading as soon as you can, man. Okay. They call it trading on tilt for some guys. Some guys at poker, I think. Trading on tilt. You know, I've done it where I think 1 month I blew, I hit margin on my account. I blew it because I could not stop myself from trading. It took a whole month to just blow the account, you know, and it was one of my first accounts, and I just didn't know how to stop. I was like, oh, like even though I got hit lot, I got stopped out on the trade. I'm like, oh, let me get in again. The price is gonna move this time. It's gonna move. It's gonna move. I kept telling myself that, and I wasn't aware. And I could have done a few things. It could have just stopped. You know, worst thing, I was keeping it for my wife, man. You know, simply like I'm in a losing streak. So I kept that. I was like hiding either through my ego or through denial. Lots of different things going on at the time, and the end result was blowing the account, hitting margin. So, um, you know, that's just an example of what goes on and the outcome. And thankfully, it wasn't a huge account because you know you read the trading books, right? Market wizards. These guys are losing millions, if not billions, over a span of time, and they run into these similar issues with revenge trading, trading on tilt, not being on their A game when they're in trading, not acknowledging the facts of what is happening in the market, you know. And so those are some of the traits. There's probably more, you know, but I think this is just to cover what is happening. So, how to mitigate revenge trading. So now we're experiencing it, you know, and then the best teacher is going through it. We can go sit here and tell you guys here's what to look out for, but I think if you can go ahead and experience it to a certain degree, and then get reminders from either Reader Eye or the books or your journaling or, you know, just a little thing that'll just flip your perspective at the moment in the heat of the moment, then that's great. That's all you need to do, you know. So mitigating revenge trading. So create boundaries and rules for you to abide by during the trading day, like emergency plan, escape route, right? The building's on fire, guys. There's, you know, at the workplace or wherever. Like I live in a condo, and I know exactly where our fire door. I mean, the escape door is the emergency stairs. All right. So when it comes to time, um, either I rappel down the damn side of the building or are we hitting the stairs? So you got to create the emergency plan, whether that be walking away. You want to, you know, just go out, get some fresh air, go exercise, do a hobby, go surf, go fish, go hang out with some friends. You know, I saw another, I think in one of the other books, I was trading books, I can't remember the title. After a rough, bad trading week, these traders at this firm, um, he was one of the guys was asking his coworker like, hey, like how do you, I'm in a slump, how do you get out of it? You know, I had a bad Friday. And what his coworkers told him was like, you know what, that's okay, go ahead, go shopping, go spend more money. And the guy was like tripping out because um that's opposite of what we're kind of taught growing up, or naturally what we would think, right? If we're losing money, going and spending more money on the weekend, that's just a weird feeling, right? I don't know if you guys can agree, but that encourage what, instead of feeling bad throughout the weekend and starting to um, retract and not spend money. Start, you know, saving, trying to be like, oh, yo, I gotta save money. I can't buy this. The trader easily ended his slump in a way. He ended his revenge trading, his tilt, because he was reminded when he went shopping or spent money why he's doing the thing he's doing, which is trading. Why he's doing that to go create a bunch of income or create that lifestyle he wants. So by going out and going shopping, that was enough for him to reset, snap out of it. And well, it could be anything for any of us, like I said, go spend time with the fam, hobby. When I have rough weeks, Reed and I, or, myself, my wife and I have a business. On the weekends, we work together. And I get to get creative. I get to do this and that. Take my mind totally off trading. And that's enough for me to detach enough, reset, and then get back. Get back. And some days it takes, a little bit longer than the weekend. Sometimes, like, I'll take, a week off. Enough for me to start missing trading, and then that's when I know, oh yeah, it's time to get back, guys. Let's go. I'm all hyped up. I'm telling Reed, yo, let's do this, man. And that's kind of my little hack on how to, if I'm catch myself revenge trading or catch myself making bad decisions after bad decision, you know, those are little things. I don't know if you got something in your book that you like to share, Samuel or Drew, with that, like resetting yourself after um, a trading day or trading week, you know.
Yeah, so for me, if I break the rules for a bit and say an option is going against me, but I think I know better than the market, or I'm looking for a reversal and it's just not reversing, um, I'll just step away for a bit. I won't allow myself to get back in. It's like, okay, I'll step away for at least 3 days, go back to the data, see what's there, make sure, and then back test my strat, see if it works still. I'm like, all right, we're still good. Let's continue.
Oh, that's good, dude. So
Yeah.
how long did it take you to like kind of make that a good response, like make it an easy automatic response, taking that break?
It took me, so I started trading in 2020,
Yeah,
just basically stumbling, right? And
yeah,
all 2021 is struggling with psychology.
yeah,
Um, just letting things go down negative 30% and
yeah.
just just keep adding and taking huge losses, and I hated it. Eventually towards the end of the year I was like, all right, that's enough done. Took everything that wasn't working and kind of created the rules and used hard stops to prevent me um from breaking them.
Mm. Oh, that's so key. And it's good that you were able to do that, throughout the whole year. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't a happy year. I mean, it
No,
wasn't easy, right? So, but
no.
you
And
grew,
then
you
they
grew.
have that, just a couple of good trades could make up your whole year as well.
Oh,
So if you keep your losses small relatively to your account size, um, once things start working, then those losses are basically meaningless. There
no,
were market tuition.
yeah, yeah. Market, yeah. And a side note, because yesterday was tax day, I don't know if you guys already know this, if your tax guy told you, we were able to write off 3 grand in losses a year for our trading. If you just ahead, FYI, if you guys haven't taken advantage of that, bring down your income about 3K. But if you're winning, dude, even better. That's the goal. But for those rough years, that's out there.
Hey, that those 2020 losses, I was able to I'm able to spread that out over a couple of years now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely not easy. So let me get back to the screen. So yeah, like you just said, dude, set daily or weekly loss limits for your account. You want to pause. And this was a hard one for me because I had major FOMO, and if I wasn't in the market, I was missing a lot of money. But that was early on, and I realized, like, okay, it's fine to not be in the market. So that was a thing I had to overcome, and it's always a learning experience, right? So, like, just to add to it, stepping away, you do something creative. At the end of the day, it's just money. It's paper. It's a little banknote, and even though people, this is where it goes back to your relationship to money. If you are able to zoom out and separate yourself, the emotions to money, and you just look at it from a logical standpoint, like, hey, look, I'm, doing this to create, to earn more of these dollars. It's just paper, but at the same time, it's a tool. And a lot of people don't see money as a tool. They attach all different things to it, emotions, because we were just brought up in a certain thing, a certain way, or upbringing. We can't do anything about that, man. I don't want to dive into that. That could be another conversation with the topic of our relationship with money. And so going back to revenge trading, like, it's just a matter of doing the thing, finding that thing to snap you out of it. And the longer you trade, like, it doesn't go away. Revenge trading doesn't go away. Hopefully, it's like minute. We're minimizing the amount that we do it, but we know how to counteract the thing, right? So exactly what I was just diving into, countering the trading sin of revenge trading. You want to tame the emotions, and in taming it, it's gonna take some time, right? You want to pause. You want to be aware, for one. You want to tame them. You have to be aware of what emotions to tame. And then two, acknowledge it. And then don't let it soak, though, right? Either get it out, jump, if you're frustrated, go get frustrated off of the trading chart. Don't be punching in orders while frustrated. So take the time to review what's happening, right? What happened? Is that lost part of your trading probability? My strategy, I'm looking at 30 to 40% win rate, right? And so if I'm losing 6 times out of 10, that's a normal deal for me, you know? And so I've learned how to grow with that, acknowledge it, that probability. And that was like that thing when I thought of it like that, I was like, oh man, like I can lose. It's okay to lose. That's part of the plan, you know. But if I can control the losses, I'm just closer to a win. The going back to like Babe Ruth, the baseball player, the old baseball player, or even Jordan or Kobe, they have a lot of missed shots, missed swings, right? Babe Ruth, but what he's known for, home runs. He wasn't scared to take a swing. And so if we do our due diligence or homework with our edge, and we know, hey, I got a 35% win rate in this type of market environment, I'm expecting 5, 6 losses. Cool. Done. That way I'm already over that hump, right? And so was a trade an emotional decision, going back to assessing your previous what do you call previous trading week, right? Doing your journaling, end of the week journaling, end of the month journaling. So kind of what you were sharing, Sam, with like taking a break, do a little bit of back testing. Okay, is this edge still working? And so that great, dude. It works for you, and I hope to just be able to share those different things to help our members grow in that sense. We're all gonna deal with this. Everyone has their own way of getting back to it. So start. I think a lot of it too. This isn't in the slide deck, but building back the confidence to get back in the market. You know, so for those who are rewatching this, write that down. Building back the confidence to get back in the market. And so, that that there's so many layers to this. It's like a freaking onion or something. There's so many layers to what we kind of talked about so far. Oh, let me put that away. Um, the action of just being aware of how we are doing in throughout the trading week is key. A lot of, like, I used to just go and wing it, go for it, hit the trades, put in the orders, if I win or lose. Then I started journaling, writing stuff down, write down how I felt when I entered the trade, what setup I saw. By the end of the week, I'll go review it. Then I'll take the red pen, like back in school, you got the teachers writing the notes. I was just chopping it up. And now that I have a clear mind on a Saturday morning, let me go assess and be like, dude, Glenn, what the hell are you doing, man? And that's when the times I would be able to see my mishaps. I was able to see, like, oh yeah, I was revenge trading there. I just kept rolling the dice back to back more than I needed to. And with that, it took time because when we have bad habits, of course, it takes time for the bad habit to go away. It takes, I think, a month or 60 days to create a new habit consistently, right? So we got to take that into consideration. So consistent with being aware of what we do, consistent with being aware of, the bad habits, and then making a shift towards not making those mistakes, and then pivoting to, okay, how do I correct it? And it's gonna be evolving, dude. Like, the trader you guys are today, it will be, hopefully won't be the same trader you are 5 years from now. You're gonna be more wiser, more mature. You're gonna be more, you're gonna be more balling, right? Same for me, hopefully. But that that's the whole idea. We're gonna be constantly evolving. Right? We want to be better than we were yesterday, last week, last year, right? And the takeaway with that is just, a lot of it, it's going back to putting a reflection on ourselves. That's it. And tonight's conversation was to just bring some of those things to light. you know so I don't know if anything resonated. What resonated so far? I mean, like, what's that thing that's like, oh yeah, that's good. Either validating what you're doing now is great, or or you taking that step, like, you know what, I gotta implement that.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm already progressing a lot of ways. I'm no longer revenge trading. If I take a big win, I'm sizing down. If I take a big loss, I'm sizing down. Regardless, so a big win psychology is just as bad as big loss psychology. You end up messing yourself up on the next trade.
When when you
So
say when you say sizing down after a big win, what does that mean?
So so I have position sizing that I have a normal position size, or I'll scale into a position. So if I take a full size position, I have a big win. Say it goes 1 to 300%.
Yeah,
A cash out, it's big win. My head's big.
yeah.
I don't want to say, hey, I know I'm going to destroy this market, so I'm going to go even bigger, right? No. So then I'll probably do maybe a 1/4 size of my normal position size. If I
Oh,
think of trades there.
and that's just for your mental,
That's
right?
my more
Just
mental thing,
keep you.
just to make sure I'm still mental there, keeps me mentally engaged. And if it goes against me, then it doesn't hurt as bad as if I sized up because I thought I was the master of the market.
How did you get to that point? How did you develop that, you know, risk management decision?
I got tired of losing.
So you would hit big wins, and then
Yeah, I would
would you
hit.
just
I would.
increase your initial bet size, or would you?
Yeah. So that's what. So that's what would destroy my account as I was learning more was I would win, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the market changes direction, pivots, something new, something, then I just lose all that week's gains and I'm distraught.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So from there, if I win big, then I'm sizing down throughout the week. So even if I do get blown up on the last day, it's only taking a portion of the profits of the week.
Mm, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But do you ever think about like if you left money on the table by, because you decrease your size?
No, no, that's true. Likely, in some
Yeah,
cases, I do. But for my mental state, at where I'm at in my journey,
yeah.
I think that's where I need to be. I'm building up more confidence in my strategy to leave things a little overnight. I'm still scared. I think I'm going to be like that for a while still, until the market just gives up and says, "Let's tank it. Let's go." I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to swing.
No, I mean, no, that's good. I mean, you're fully aware of like how where you can operate and be, on top of your game, and that's really good, bro. I mean, it's good to hear that, and yeah, I mean, as far as like making that transition from trading and closing positions on the day, for me, like I was super scared of holding it over for a long period of time, or even then overnight. And I can totally relate where you are with that right now. So
Yeah,
um,
and typically it's per my plan. So if you look at some of my charts that I post up, I do have key levels that I'm looking at, and typically I'm taking profits at those key levels because I don't want to have to deal with the chop. I posted some from today, I believe, when it ran up pretty good, and it
mm,
showed where I was getting out on the 5 minute 920 EMA cross. I knew there was a heavy resistance there. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting out. No stress, even though it continued to run up
yeah.
at the end of the day. I caught some of that as well, but I didn't have
So you
to
got back
worry
in.
about, I didn't have to sit through the chop.
Yeah. So you got back in towards the end of the day when you saw it continue to
Yeah.
run.
And yeah, when I seen it, just kind of rally towards the end of the day. And I seen a bunch of big block orders going in at the end of the day. So I was like, these might be shorts. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna get out and
Yeah.
no stress overnight.
Yeah. Would that be part of your plan to get in that towards the end of the close?
Yeah, I could get in towards. So I'll get in power hour if the setup's there.
Yeah.
If I see if we're a clear bounce off of VWAP, or there's positive news in the market that's going to cause it to rally, and it's just breaking through levels. Those are signals, all signals, for me to get back in. But I'm not watching it throughout the day. So I trade probably like maybe the first 2 hours of the day, and then I'll go handle my work day, and then
Mhm.
maybe the last hour of the day if there's something there. If some of my signals, I set alarms on the 8 charts I watch,
Yeah.
and if they hit, then I pull it up, say, all right, look at it. There's a play there. Let's play it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that totally helps with the mental too, right? Like you just set your alerts, step away, and then when the market calls, then you
Yeah.
act.
So when it comes calling and the trigger hits, I know what level I'm getting out, so I don't have to pre-plan all this stuff. I basically know how I'm going to play each of the levels. If it breaks down this level, I know where I'm playing it, where I'm getting out, or so it's become a lot easier. With my charts, it does look a little complicated. I'm really tight with my entries and exits.
Oh, that's cool, man. Do you
Yeah.
usually set um, limit orders to get in and out, or is it you're out market, or you know what I mean? Like you buy
No,
stop
so
orders.
I'm limit in, limited out.
Okay. Okay.
I I hotkey it up. Either hit the
Oh
ask or hit the
dang.
bid, in and out, right? I like my orders filled quickly. So don't mark it because you get terrible fills.
I get that. I get that. Okay. No, man. Thanks for sharing, man. That's freaking awesome. Through the time here, I'm gonna be asking more questions and because I want to learn too. Like, probably things that I don't know, and hopefully we can, share things and, make us both better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. See, I'm big on like flow analysis. So like during this whole rally this today, all the put flow, they weren't selling their puts. So
mm.
that's kind of a leading indicator that it could turn back around.
You ever heard of the heat maps, right? You familiar with
Yep.
those? Yeah.
Yep.
So I have a program that I used to use, Bookmap. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So that was cool. You got to see the order flow for the day on whatever instrument you're looking at, and like I used to trade on that short term, and it's cool. Like if you have this strategy and you can sit there and watch it and understand it, yeah, I see the value in there. Yeah.
I mean, there's 100 different ways to trade the market. No one way's right.
That is correct, my friend. And it wasn't until like a year and a half for me starting out till I found the trading approach that fit my personality.
Yeah, and that's basically where I'm at. I don't know if you've seen those charts of the trader's learning journey where it's like a big spike up, beginner's luck, and then this is way easy, and then I don't
Yeah.
know what the heck's going on, and then you know, I kind of have a confidence, of where I'm at, of developing in that chart, in exponential growth right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because we're
Yeah,
always focused on the long game.
yeah,
Are you know that spreadsheet you posted in the Mighty Networks with the
yeah.
compounding? Is that like a template that you're using personally, like to guide
Yeah,
you?
so I use that. So for me is just to prove I'm able to do it and stay consistent, looking for those 2% gains off of the total account. You're not looking for much. You're only looking for at the beginning, 10, $15. That's really easy, especially in options, and you're not really risking that much. But then you can see if you're used to getting those 2% gains, and you kind of slowly, gradually go with it, you grow with it. And next thing you're not getting that 10, $15 consistency. Next thing you're getting 100, $150 consistency, and so on, 500, $600 consistently. So, and you're still only looking for 2% of your account growth per trade. So if you maintain it and stick to your rules, you shouldn't be over trading.
Yeah. No, that's great, dude. That's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love to see something with you know, something with losses as well, right?
Oh yeah, no. I can show you some losses. I can show you my log. There's losses.
No,
It's not all green.
I get no, no. It's a real. I love what you shared because it's a good exercise. Like if for me, even starting out, like I didn't know the idea of compounding, and to see it plain the way you put it out there, really, that's really useful because it just kind of you're literally showing the steps there. Just small gains, right? Baby steps
Yeah.
throughout the way in the right direction, and I appreciate that, man.
No. I loved it. I was able to build that out. I like messing with the Excel sheets as much as possible,
Yeah.
and so I built that out. I was like, man, this is great. I was like, well, I don't need 5%. I don't need 10% a day. That's crazy. If you look at the compounding gains, you're like, wow, it's like 2%. I'm comfortable with that.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Risking less. Risking 1%.
Yeah.
But
Risk one
you
percent,
could be
make
doing more.
two. I mean,
Yep.
probability wise, yeah, you're
Yep.
gonna make out. You're gonna make out. And no, I love that. I love that. For just to share a little bit, like for my type of style, like I'll have losing months, and then I'll have, like in 2020, I think 2 months out of the year made my whole year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so yeah, you can have that. You can have the steady build constantly throughout the year, or you can just suck for 10 months and then have those home runs, And so it
Well,
all,
sometimes it's death by 1,000 cuts. Sometimes as long as you keep them just paper cuts, you
yeah,
stay in the game long enough to get
stay in the
those
game.
big runs, and your losses are the only thing you truly have control of.
Yeah, yeah. And that's key, man. That is key. Keep the losses small. Man. No, I love that. Good conversation, man. With that, I know we're creeping up on 8, man. I mean, so what do you have? You have a whole your watch list planned out for tomorrow to attack the trade,
Uh,
or
yeah, with any luck, Netflix will bounce.
okay,
People thinking they probably have limit orders down there. It should bounce into the open, and then I'll put some puts on and let it fade for the rest of the week.
okay. Just so that's just mainly that Netflix.
So that's a plan for a swing trade for Netflix. I'm going to have
Sweet.
maybe Microsoft, Apple might come with it, but with China tech kind of the way it is, we'll see. So I'm just keeping an eye. Everything's at big resistance right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's in a unfavorable um, market. I mean, like territory to the levels and stuff. So I get
Yeah,
it.
so that's why I stick to my strategy, just in and out for the day. I don't have to worry about it. As we clear some major levels, then I'll continue adding to my IRA.
But yeah, I know we're coming up on 8 o'clock, guys. I mean, I really appreciate you guys jumping on. This is gonna be recorded, reposted for guys. Always good talking to you guys.